This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Azerbaijan's foreign ministry summoned Poland's chargé d'affaires, Michal Greczylo, and delivered a protest note regarding Polish President Andrzej Duda's visit to the Armenian-Azerbaijani border, accusing him of engaging in what they called anti-Azerbaijani propaganda. This provocation contradicts Azerbaijani-Polish relations, and it is necessary to refrain from such steps that affect the legitimate security interests of Azerbaijan, the foreign ministry said in a press release, referring to Duda's meeting with European observers in the border-adjacent villages in Armenia. Azerbaijan claimed that Duda's visit to areas near the town of Rearrange, which Baku describes as Armenian-occupied, constitutes a diplomatic transgression and has threatened to take appropriate diplomatic measures in response. Since February 2023, when the European Union deployed the monitoring mission on Armenia's side of the border, Azerbaijan has consistently criticized the unarmed observers, accusing them of espionage and undermining the mission's credibility. Armenia's loan from the Eurasian Development Bank for the construction of the controversial Amulsar Gold Mine was not approved, the country's Economy Minister Gevorg Papoyan told CivilNet today, with the government not giving up on the project and expecting that the loan will be sourced from Armenian banks. The loan was most likely declined due to environmental concerns, as the projected gold mine has been consistently criticized by Armenian and international civil society groups for violating basic ecological standards, despite gold being one of Armenia's top export commodities. Papoyan did not provide any details into why the EDB, a joint Russian-Kazakhstani financial institution, turned down the loan. He previously mentioned that the government expects the construction to start in early 2025, with first operations commencing by the end of next year. In response to CivilNet's inquiry, the EDB claimed that Lydian Armenia, the contractor for the mine's operation, has withdrawn its application without providing further details. Lydian Armenia declined to respond to inquiries from CivilNet. The Amulsar mine project, launched in 2014, has faced fierce protests from environmental activists and local residents, who had been blocking access roads to the mine for a long period. Criminal proceedings were initiated in connection with possible violations during the gold mine's exploitation process, and examinations were conducted. However, the proceedings were closed in December 2021. Environmentalists warned that the operation of the mine could cause significant harm to the spa town of Jermuk and to Armenia in general, as waters originating from that area flow into Lake Savan, the largest body of water in the country. The Armenian government today approved an initiative put forward by the country's parliamentary speaker, Alan Simonyan, and the ruling civil contract faction to edit Armenia's national anthem, proposing to rearrange its verses and conclude it with a new final line. "We aim to create a dynamic for the anthem by rearranging its lyrics according to state policy logic, highlighting the state, the philosophy of freedom, Armenia's flag and statehood, and the citizens by changing the sequence," said Daniel Danielian, Deputy Culture Minister. The proposed changes include moving the second and fourth verses of the anthem and adding a new concluding line reading, "Look at it with three colors, a sacred sign, let it wave against the enemy, let Armenia always be glorious." The edits are said to be approved by the country's Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan. The government's project establishes a single official version of the anthem for use in official events, both in Armenia and abroad. Pashinyan has already issued instructions that at events with his participation, the anthem must be performed live and meet specific quality standards. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 5,000. This is because drivers in Armenia will face a fine of 5,000 drams, or roughly $13, for not using winter tires on vehicles between November 15th and March 31st, marking the first time the country has introduced a strict seasonal tire regulation. These regulations are aimed at addressing weather-related accidents primarily caused by drivers using inappropriate tires. The country's new infrastructure minister, David Hudatian, said during a government session today, the new regulation specifies that all season tires will not be considered winter tires. The new rules will come into effect in less than 2 weeks. The initiative stems from ongoing concerns about road safety during Armenia's challenging winter conditions, where snowfalls and heavy precipitation have historically led to numerous accidents, many caused by inadequate tire selection by drivers, especially in mountainous regions of the country. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.